first thing is one of the guys sitting over here, tallest guy here, Mike Whitten, big hitting Mike Whitten. I always introduce him because he's my first sign. Signed him for $1,000. How about that? Tryout camp, East Carolina.
Turned into 1500.
Got the AA baseball. What'd you say?
Turned into 1500 like that.
Turned into 50. Got the AA. Screwed up my whole career. Never got to the big leagues. If I had him, I'd be like the greatest scout in the history of the world. First sign though for me, very first sign. So I'm always happy. I've seen Scott since Scott was a player. I was a 25-year-old head coach in the Cape Cod League, and Scott was pitching in the league. Nah, you were there a year. No, you were there. You were there the same time. The first year. Might have been the assistant. Yeah, yeah. Or maybe, no, I'm saying. So there is quite a deep relationship. Like Coach said, as you're in this game long enough, you have family, core, people that you hang out with. Saw Holmesy play. Saw Tripp play. Tripp could run. This guy could fly. Holmesy played at Wake. He actually looks better now. He lost some weight. He was a little heavy in college. He could throw downhill. I think I had a 48 on him. Grading scale 20 to 80. Thought he might make it as like a bullpen guy. Oh,
well overshot.
I did. I like players. You know, what can I say? So, anyway, my background's real simple. I'll be really fast. Head coach at 26 years old, youngest head coach Division I. Did that for a while, had some field issues, Division I. 19 guys signed, coached in the Cape, coached guys like this guy, Frank Thomas, in the Hall of Fame, got fortunate, got a lot of big leaguers, did the whole thing. Went into scouting, been now scouting 25 years, started in 1991. So, it's been quite an experience, but there are common traits in anything you do in this game. And the one thing is, I would like to say, I kind of did Tripp's deal. I went to 2 years of junior college because my family, I'm the oldest of 8, couldn't afford to go pay for school. And it happens. And I do not regret doing that. It was great. Stayed up on my school. I was 5 foot, I was actually 5'10" until I got in a car accident when I was shrunk. But I weighed 160 pounds back in those days, so I was like you guys, in good shape. And I could run a little bit. I ended up at the University of San Diego, played there after going from junior college, and then graduated from a place called the United States International University, which doesn't have baseball now. But I played with guys like Bud Black, the guys he manages the Rockies now. And so just so you understand how life takes you, it takes you different. You got to have a passion for the game. This game, I used to work out when I was your age. When I was in high school, I had a mentor. And we would work out we'd start at 10 in the morning, and then we'd work out till 4, and then we'd take a break, and then he had lights to a stadium. I'm from Vancouver, Washington, there's Portland, Oregon. And he would turn on those lights, and we'd work till 10. I mean, it was like, and it was nonstop. And maybe because I was smaller, I had to fight harder. Maybe it's because my mom, believe it or not, my mom, who is a grandmother now, and a great-grandmother, still goes to Little League games at age 80. Loves it. So there is a passion, and you have to have desire to have success. And you have to work at it. And if you love the game, and if you love this sport, it'll take you places. How high, that's up to you. And sometimes it's up to somebody else making the decision. It doesn't mean you still can't be in the sport. I mean, I look at my life and the road and the paths that I've taken, and most of them are all pointing up. There's some decisions you make that you kind of say, well, you know, if I'd done this, it might have been better. But I try never to look back, and I always look at this. I'm the only guy off my senior Babe Ruth All-Star team. My mom and I got this discussion. It was an awesome discussion. To play Division I baseball at the highest level. Back in the day, and Banky could testify to this because it was near my time. He was at North Carolina and Chapel Hill. They had a really good, well, there were some teams out west in California, Fullerton State, Pepperdine. They were pretty good. And I was in that kind. So I'm playing against guys at the upper tier, and here I am from this town, Vancouver, Washington. I'm the only guy to do that. And I'm not saying that from like an ego thing. I'm saying because I worked my tail off to be able to do that. I knew that I probably wasn't going to play pro ball, and if I did, it was going to be at a lower level, which I did have kind of an opportunity. But I knew I wanted to coach. I knew I wanted to teach. So I kept my ears open. I had some really good coaches, and I had some really bad coaches. And you know what? You learn from those guys too. You kind of learn how to handle people. You learn how to deal in different situations. But you take the best to create your own style, your own way of doing things. Getting into scouting is the same deal. You hang around certain guys, and after a while you go, this ain't a good guy. This guy ain't after. Then you hang around the good people, and you go, this is the guy I'm going to learn from. This is the guy I'm going to get better at this job. And I guess what I'm trying to tell you is when you're here doing all this stuff and you're going through it, think about that. Think about working with the guy next to you. Think about having a good time but working your tail off to get better. And when the bad one is over there just screwing around, it's his loss. But it'll be your gain for working hard, for having a passion, a love for the game. Where it'll take you, that'll be up to you guys. You know, I could get in this big dissertation I have in the past, or the pyramid structure. It may be playing junior college baseball. You'll be better off than a lot of other people that you played with when you were younger, or even as you get a little bit older. It may be going to the Division III program. There's nothing wrong with that. Better than a lot of other guys. It may be playing at Wake Forest or North Carolina. It's awesome. And it may be the greatest step of all, being able to play professional baseball. And it may be the most ultimate step, like Scott felt, Mike's gone through it, of playing at the major league level. And playing against major league players, guys you watch on TV. But those guys, like you, at the same stage, had a desire and a passion to improve. It's what I call the process. If you don't like the process, then go play something else. Because it is tedious. It is hard. This is not an easy game. But damn, if you like the process, this is the best sport in the world to play. You know, I wasn't a pitcher. I was an infielder. And I always tell the story. I used to take ground balls with the tennis ball when I was about, how old are you? Exactly, and maybe even a little younger. I put a little square on my garage door, and I would take that tennis ball. I should have probably done a little more of this, but I did a lot of this, and I could pick it. And I love playing defense. And I love taking ground balls. I love to hit. I love the game as a player. Now I'm older, fatter, don't move quite as well, unless there's dinner on the table. But I see things a lot different. I look at things, and those experiences, I mean, I can look here, and I can look, the kid's paying attention. Yeah, you know what? Guy's not looking off of it. We notice things. That's what we do. It's almost like private investigators. We know the guys that want to get better. We know the guys that have passion for it. We'll watch them. We'll see what they do. It's the process. You have to do the process before you reach your goal. If you don't do the process, you don't get to your goal. And if you don't do the process right, you don't get to your ultimate goal. Let someone else tell you when time is up. Let them make the decision. But you throw everything at them to make sure they're making the right decision. Hard work, discipline, all the traits that are needed in this game are coached. You need to do that kind of thing to be successful. I don't care if you're the best player on your high school team or the worst player. I've seen a lot of guys that when they were in high school, they were, who's that guy? And Bud Black's a great example for me. And I want a quick story of this. But Bud Black, if you guys know who Bud Black is, he's now the manager for the Rockies. He was a college, semi-roommate, went to junior college together, lived in an apartment complex together. We're friends, and he was 5'10" in high school, left-handed pitcher. He went to Lower Columbia Junior College, which is up in Washington, which is one of the top juniors, and I went there. I'm not saying that for that reason, but they had a lot of guys drafted. He was drafted, back then they had winter drafts. Banky can tell you. Mike was before your time. He got drafted in every draft possible. He grew to 6'3", had a 13-year big, 6'2", he's 13-year big league career. Stayed in the game, managed Padres, managed, now he's with the Rockies. He's one of the most well-respected guys in the game. And when if you were to come in this room, there's just this ability to, he's a magnet. I don't know how some guys have that skill set. He's one of those guys. But here's a guy in high school, he might even be smaller, 5'9", 5'10". That he loved the game. He had a passion for the game. I used to be around him and just watch him work. And it made me better. I mean, I always had to do it just to survive, but he did it, and he was the best player. And you're just standing there looking at this going, oh my God. So understand this. This is really an important thing. If you leave here with one thing I'm telling you, passion, process, do it right, reach your goal. Let other people make the decision. Force them to make the decision, but sometimes they may not make, you may be able to go as far as you want to go. It's up to you. Some of you may play in the big leagues for 10 years. Pretty good. So, anyway, enjoy your work. Keep working hard here. I know what these guys do, and I could tell you a million stories, and I could go on. One thing I will tell you this. One of the reasons this business is so successful, he was building this is kind of fascinating. He's building I have boxers, dogs, okay? So my dog, at that time we only had one. Louis came over here, my dog, Louis, one of the better ones we ever had. So I'm giving a tour, and we let Louis run around the net. Louis goes right up near the machine. I looked at Banky, I said, you're gonna be really successful. Anyway, thank you, good luck with everything, appreciate it.